about the person. Because what if nobody is paying you? What if you are just doing it as a service to the nation, as a service to yourself, to your community, where nobody is paying you? What if you are just feeding a goat, which is not your own? After you feed the goat will go away. You can still do that. All right. Thank you so much for that. Now, in the beginning, we talked a little bit about restitution, service, going back home. And that brings us to the work that you are actually doing, because currently you are representing international businesses in Nigeria. Maybe we can spend some time there. Can you tell us more about that? I think some people want to understand what you actually do in Nigeria.
Okay, so not necessarily in Nigeria. My work, our firm, we work all over Africa and really other emerging countries. Like I said, the firm has grown beyond myself. The firm has grown into a partnership with different representatives in different places. There are two names there are two firms. There's one called Europlaw Group, then there's Menes Konsult. Both of them are really the same, involving the same people, with offices in Kenya, DRC, Nigeria, South Africa, of course, and representatives in almost every African country. So here's in a nutshell what we do. We are set out to try to do the difficult lifting that some lawyers from here may not necessarily want to take on. By that, I mean, we are Africans. We understand Africa better, but we also understand here better than any African. Therefore, we believe that we are in a better position to deliver good services that will not only benefit the companies from here and from Europe who are going to Africa to do business, but will also benefit and satisfy the need for Africa to do the right thing. Every time you ask a company from here to go down and do business in Africa, they'll say, oh, corruption. They'll say, oh, fraud. They'll say, oh, the community and all that stuff. Our job is to take care of all of those things. And the reason is because we understand both what the company from here needs to succeed, and we also understand what the community in Africa need in order to have good relations with the company that is coming to do stuff. Because sometimes, just like we are discussing, the community may see these companies as, hey, they are just coming to take our stuff. You see what I'm saying? So, sometimes some companies come in there without really caring about the community. So by bridging the gap, we make sure that everybody is taken care of. The company from here, because we know, of course, there are some serious laws against corruption. There are some serious laws here against fraud and all those things. We make sure that we protect the companies when they go down to Africa to do business. Now, what that becomes is a win-win scenario, because what happens is when one company from here under us goes there and they succeed and they make money, they will come back and tell their story. And not only does that our client continue going back, they will encourage other companies to go and do business. The reason why Africa has really suffered is because the moment one company gets down there to do business and they get burnt, they will never come back. And anytime somebody asks them from here, hey, what do you think about Nigeria? Or what do you think about Congo? They'll be like, don't go there. So, and that's the thing we are working to stop, because by making sure that we'll help you succeed, you will continue to come and you will bring other people. Our people will benefit, you will benefit, and we make sure that when we, for instance, let's say now a company from here is coming to Kenya to do a contract, and they ask us to help them put the contract together because we are representing them. We make sure that, okay, this contract not only favors them so that they can make money from their project, but we also make sure that the contract is also not oppressive to Africans, so that we make sure that the contract, Africans will get what the bargain that they are looking for. If we are looking for road, we make sure that Africans will get a quality road. If we are looking to make sure that we not only get road, but our people will be trained in maintenance of the road, we make sure we put those things in place so that in the end, Africa will benefit, the company will benefit, and the process can go on. So that's really what we do in a nutshell. Apart from that, we also have other programs, because I still personally believe that as Africa stands now, I think that a lot of help can come from Africans in the diaspora. I really think that a lot of help, because if you look at it, just like we've talked about, everybody back home thinks that it's not their problem. And good or bad, believe it or not, our people, because they have been doing things a certain way for many, many years, they have been seeing certain things for many, many years. There are people who have given up hope on the people that they see around them. There are people who have also given up hope on things being able to change. There are even some people who don't know that there is a different way. I recall there was a time one of my friends came here, and we stayed the first day, stayed the second day. After a week, he asked me, they've never taken light. What's going on? I said, well, they don't take light here. So unfortunately, because we have been seeing certain things for many years, there are people who don't even know that this could be better. There are people who don't know that giving somebody 5,000 naira bribe is a crime, just like giving somebody 1 million naira bribe. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's where I feel that we as Africans in the diaspora, having learned that there is a different way of doing things, we can go back and begin to train the young ones and begin to show them, begin to talk to them, begin to tell them how things are done here. So one of the programs that my firms try to do is to really recruit as much as possible the young ones and say, hey, you just graduated from the university or something, come be with us. Let's mentor you. If nothing, let's continue to talk to you about what is going on in the rest of the world. Because that's, to me, is part of the solution. Because if the young ones know that certain things that they are seeing in Nigeria are not good enough, then they will know when to speak up and say, hi, this thing you are doing is not good enough for us. Because it's not just about, because I remember I mentioned that our people too, they fear. Yeah, we too, they fear, but we have to even know wrong and good and bad before we can speak up. Assuming we get that courage to speak up, we have to say, okay, hey, yeah, this 5,000 naira bribe that you took is wrong. But I tell you now, for most people in most African countries, if they hear that you gave somebody 5,000 naira bribe and you are making noise about it, they'd be like, what is 5,000 naira? But it's not about the amount. It's about the fact that you had to give something to get something from a public servant. That's about what it is. So that our mentorship program is also important. We have other non-profit organizations. For instance, we have what we call Downtown Africa, which is a newspaper, an online magazine that we have, where our goal really is to publish every news that is good about Africa. I mean, that doesn't mean we are unaware of bad things about Africa, but we feel like CNN is already doing a good job on that. Al Jazeera is doing a good job. BBC, they are doing it. You know how they say in, I think things fall apart. They say, if the oracle says that my son will be killed, will be sacrificed, I will not stop the sacrifice, but I will not be the one to go and do the sacrifice. Yes, yeah, I will not stop the sacrifice because I know that this is what the oracle said, but I will not be the one to go and do it. I feel that some of our so-called publications back home, they are too much interested in broadcasting the bad side of Africa. And I'm like, you know, there are many places in the US I can take you. You will not believe the junk you see. You know, but you don't see those things every day on CNN. You don't hear about them on CNN and stuff. There are corrupt officials here, but you don't always hear about them on CNN International and stuff. So why should we be the one to always publicize our bad side? You know, basically hanging our dirty laundry in public. Why should we be the one to do that? If you do that, you have just guaranteed that nobody else will come to your house, because if they want to come, they are seeing all this dirty laundry that you've hung in front of you, and they'll be like, well, let's move on to somebody else. So our goal also is to tell the story of Africa from a different perspective. And that's what we try to do through the online magazine, which is downtownafrica.com. It's very simple. You know, we just collect different stories of Africa and Africans that are doing well, and we just publish it. If there's a project that's going on in Kenya that is meant to help the people, we publish it. If there's a project that is training the people, we publish it. You know, and we leave out the junk, you know.